Hello, and welcome to Mandarin Slang Guide, MSG, the Chinese learning podcast that tastes great and probably isn't all that bad for you. I'm Josh Ogden Davis, bringing you the words and perspectives that aren't in your textbook. Now, for those of you who aren't in China right now, let me give you an update on the whole COVID-19 quarantine or 隔离 situation. We're in kind of a weird intermediate time right now because a lot of companies, especially large companies, have started working again, but a lot of people are still 隔离 at home for various reasons. You're required to 隔离 for 14 days if you did some intercity travel, and some people are just doing it voluntarily, and some companies are asking their people not to come, even if they could. So now more than ever, a lot of people are working remotely, and it's been very interesting to see how people deal with that, because I work remotely anyway, so it's been life as normal for me for the last few weeks. So to kind of help us dig into the local perspective of what this work-at-home situation is like, we're going to talk about some slang today that you might see used in the office. And to help us do that, Avers is here. Hi, Avers.
Hi, Josh.
Now, first we're going to do this conversation, and then we'll get into what all of these words mean. So are you ready, Avers?
Yep.
Here we go. 哎，我摸鱼被老板发现了。
社畜太惨了，我今天也忘记打卡了。
哎呦，我真的不想搬砖了。
那就回家继续葛优躺吧。
好主意。All right, so if you didn't catch all that, don't worry. Most people wouldn't. We're going to walk you through it. But before we walk you through these words, Avers, I want to know what's up in your life. Where are you? Are you back in Shanghai now?
Yeah, I'm back in Shanghai on February 16th. So I've been back for like over a week now. And I'm still working from home.
Have you been notified that you're required to stay at home for 14 days?
Yeah, I have, but my neighborhood is not like that strict. I just got a 出入证, which is like a pass that you need every time you go outside. And when you come back, you have to show the security guard that this permit. So apart from that is pretty much the same. Yeah.
So basically what they're doing is keeping people who don't live there from going in anytime, but someone who lives there can come in and out whenever they want?
Yeah, but before that, you have to go register like your information on in your neighborhood, like where you work or how long have you been here and etc.
Yeah, I haven't had to do that at my place. My place is super relaxed. It's where a lot of local old Shanghainese people live, so they're taking it really chill. But there have been a lot of places where I've gone to visit someone and they've required the person to physically come out and pick me up to bring me in. Different apartment complexes are really treating it very differently.
Yeah, so you don't need a permit to go outside.
No one's keeping tabs on me at all, which is fantastic.
That's great.
Now, I mentioned before, we are kind of in a weird time when people are working from home a lot more than usual. You're working from home right now too, right?
Yeah, I'm not going back to the office until March, I think.
That's just next week, right? So you're going to start going back to the office next week?
Yeah, that's next week. But next week, not everybody is going back to the company. Like, I've been told in an email that if you have some business that you have to be dealt with in the company, then you're allowed to go back. If not, if you can just work from home, you can just stay home.
Okay.
And actually, the other day, I went back to my office to go get a... Yeah, to get a document.
You quarantine criminal.
Yeah, guilty. And there's, when I was there, the security guard was like wearing 2 masks and take my temperature. And there's like a huge QR code on the door and I have to scan it and to fill a lot of information like your name, your phone number, and your temperature, and your department, and when are you going in the building, and when are you coming out.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's a lot of process, and I've only been there for like 5 minutes, and I have to deal with all this. So, yeah, I'll just stay home.
So what is it like working from home? Is it a big lifestyle shift?
I think it's much harder when you're working from home. Like, remember the picture I just sent you? It's like I'm sitting on a windowsill every day. It's like a little home office of mine. And I felt like it's just got so many distractions. Like there are food, there are drinks, there are beds. So yeah, it's very easily to be distracted.
Yeah, I'm a freelancer, and so I do most of my work from home. And a lot of people say, oh, that's great. That's the dream. You get to work in such a relaxed environment, just sort of at home. You don't even have to wear pants. Ha ha ha. And it's not super easy because you need an inhuman amount of self-control to actually keep your nose to the grindstone and keep it moving when you're working at home. And now I get the schadenfreude of watching everyone else who acted like my life was so easy. Now they have to try to get their work done at home. And I've had several friends say, I just can't wait to get back in the office. This is
exactly.
When you work at home all the time, it feels like there's no difference between your work life and your home life.
Yeah.
Like you never get off work.
That's the thing. I think, so before I'm starting to work from home, my boss would never like call me after working hours. But right now it's just like call me anytime he wants. And it's just, yeah, really annoying. And I think it's really important for you to, in an apartment, you have the working room, like where you get all the work done and you get, and where you have all the fun. It's really important to have that division.
Yes. So today we're going to talk about some of the words that people are going to be using more and more now that work is slowly and insidiously creeping back into our lives. And we have 5 of them here. The first one is 打卡. What is that?
打 means hit or punch, and card is a card. So to punch card, it means to punch in and out of work.
Yeah. I remember when I was working in Beijing, we had a fingerprint 打卡 machine where every time I walked in, I would put my thumb on it and it would go beep and it would show my name on the screen.
Yeah.
And HR would use those to check and see how much everyone has worked. We had the 打卡 when we came in and 打卡 when we left.
Yeah, I think big companies usually have that machine where they document their fingerprints. I think small companies sometimes use apps like Ding Ding, and they just type in their information on this app and they will be automatically submitted to the company.
Wait, what do you mean automatically submitted? Like it looks at your GPS and tells your boss when you're at the company?
Yeah, you have to turn on your location when using this app.
That is dystopian.
Yep.
I'm so glad that I didn't have to do any of that. That's horrifying.
It is.
So do you have to 打卡 where you work?
I don't have to 打卡, but I was before in a 打卡群. Do you know that?
What Decoction would be a 打卡 group, like a WeChat group, right?
Yeah, it's like a WeChat group. And there are all kinds of WeChat groups for you to 打卡. Like there are rating groups where you have to post something that you rate today to prove that you spend time on rating. Or fitness group, like you have to post a picture of you in the gym or of you doing exercises. So I was in a group called 早起打卡群.
早起打卡群.
Yeah.
Okay. So 早起, 早 is early, and 起 is short for waking up, 起床, to get out of bed. So it's the wake up early punch card group?
Yeah, because I don't have a like standard bedtime, and I just wake up really late before I start working. So I joined this group, and you have to like say anything, say something, say good morning, or post a sticker, post a picture. You just have to say something 7 o'clock every day in the morning in the group.
So let me pump the brakes here a little bit. What you're saying is that 打卡 literally means punching in and out of work, but it's used for things that have nothing to do with work as well, right? Like these groups, these are not groups run by your company, right?
No, it's not my company. It's just an irrelevant WeChat group.
Oh, is it run for profit? Like, or is it just some friends? What is this?
No, it's not run for profit. It's just a group of people on the internet, and they want to cultivate this new habit together, and they're kind of like supervise each other and urge each other into doing this thing together.
Huh. And that's a 打卡群, a punch card group.
Yeah. And then I quit that group after like less than a week because I just wake up 7 in the morning and post something in the group, and then I go back to sleep. So
yeah, that's me. That's my life.
That's me.
In that sense, it's no different from an alarm clock, right? Because an alarm clock requires you to get up and deal with that thing, and then you can just go back to sleep again.
Yeah.
Okay, so 打卡 can mean to punch in and out of work. It can also mean just to sort of raise your hand and say present. in any context, even outside of work. Are there any other ways that we use 打卡?
You can use .com when you check out a place that you really want to go or a really popular shop. You can say 我打卡了这家店.
我打卡了这家店.
Yeah.
Okay, so 我 is me. 打卡 is punch card. 我打卡了这家店. So 这 is the 这 that's this. And 家 is a measure word for companies or businesses. So 这家店, 店 being store. 我打卡了这家店, meaning I have shown my face at this store?
Yep, exactly.
So with that, I'm assuming this is something like I show up here, I take an Instagram selfie, and that's my 打卡.
Yeah.
Is that kind of a behavior that someone would do to show off? Like, oh, look at me. I'm the kind of guy who hangs out at the Gucci store. So I'll go to the Gucci store and 打卡 and then leave?
It's not always show off. Like some people just have a life on social media. Yeah.
That's an oxymoron.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're showing off what you're doing on social media, if you're showing off that you are maybe working out or you're hanging out at a really cool bar or a really cool store and you send a picture online just to prove that you are doing that, that's called 打卡.
Yes.
我打卡了这家店. I take a selfie to prove that I'm at this store. Okay. So that's 打卡.
Yeah.
The next one we have is one that I didn't know, and I always love it when this happens on MSG, and that is 摸鱼. What is 摸鱼?
摸 means touch, and 鱼 is fish.
Touch the fish. That sounds risque.
Yeah, it's actually from the 4-character idioms 浑水摸鱼.
浑水摸鱼.
Yeah. So 浑 is unclear or dirty water, and 水 is water. Mo is touch, and yu is fish. So you're basically, this term is saying you're trying to catch fish in unclear water. This way you'll get more fish because the fish couldn't stay properly in its water.
Huh. So my first reflex was to think that it would be hard to catch fish in muddy water because you can't see the fish. But you're saying the fish can't see you. So you're going to do better.
Yeah, you got to think from the fish's perspective.
So what does this mean? I'm assuming we are not literally fishing here, right?
Yeah, it refers to people who take advantage of the chaos, which is unclear water, and benefit from it.
Oh, that's pretty vague. Do you have a specific example of someone 摸鱼赢?
Like you can say 他总是在摸鱼.
Oh, 他总是在摸鱼. 他, that person, 总是, always or is usually. 在 is 摸鱼. So he is usually 摸鱼赢. He's always 摸鱼赢. He's always touching the fish. So this would describe someone who is always finding excuses or situations where they don't have to do any work?
Yeah, and it means slacking off at work.
Oh, so based on the chengyu, on the 4-character idiom, I thought that it was going to be a very specific kind of meaning. But can 摸鱼 talk about any kind of slacking off? Like if I'm just at my desk and there's something I could be doing, but I'm not, I'm playing a game instead. Is that 摸鱼?
Yeah, that is also 摸鱼. But I felt like 摸鱼 is a little bit different from 浑水摸鱼when you talk it in as full phrase. Like, I'll give an example of 浑水摸鱼. Like, imagine if you're in high school and you're taking an exam. There will be a teacher who monitored the whole exam, right? And so if the teacher got called out for some reason and she's out of the room, and before she got out of the room, she said to all the students, 别想着浑水摸鱼.
别想着浑水摸鱼.
Yeah.
So 别 is other or don't. 想着, 想 is think or think about, and the 着 makes it sort of like a progressive tense. So 别想着浑水摸鱼. Don't think about taking advantage of my absence for your own personal benefit. No fish touching, guys. Yeah. I'll be right back. Nice. Avers, do you 摸鱼 a lot at work?
Do you want an honest answer?
I want the answer that you feel comfortable sharing in public.
Well, I 摸鱼 all the time.
Wait, hold on. If you're just going to tell the truth, why did you ask?
I'm just an honest person. I mean, maybe if I'm working at the office, I might not be so bold with all the 摸鱼, but since I'm working from home, I'm 摸鱼 all the time.
That's what I'm thinking about. This is a 摸鱼 time right now. I'm sure the fish is just getting touched way too much these days.
Yeah.
All these people working at home for the first time. Okay, so that's 摸鱼, slacking off. Excellent. The next one we have is another one that I hadn't heard before. This is my lucky day, and it is 社畜. What is 社畜?
This one is really interesting. 社 is society, and 畜 means animals.
Society animal?
Yeah, or social animal, social beast.
Social beast. Okay, so what does this mean in context?
It's really hard to translate this one. I understand it as like you're a slave to your job. You're a slave to your work.
Oh. So when you said like society animal or social animal, my first reflex was like a social butterfly, like someone who is really good at being social. But it's not really that. It's that you are an animal that is owned by society.
Yeah.
Like a milk cow for society. The entire point of your existence is for society to milk you of your labor.
Yeah, it's not like in English when you talk about party animals. It's like someone who enjoys party. This one is more negative.
Yeah. So 社 is from 社会, which means society. And this 畜, I'm guessing, means like a beast of burden or like a farm animal?
Like a farm animal.
Okay. So you're society's farm animal.
Yes.
Not you. I'm just defining the word. I wasn't calling you a 社畜.
Well, I am a 社畜 anyway.
Really? Okay. So how would you use that in a sentence?
I have a example like 我是社畜本畜.
我是社畜本畜. Now, you got to walk me through this one. I didn't quite get it.
Well, you say there's expression where you say a noun, where you say a word is usually a noun, and you add the character 本, which means this after it.
Okay.
And then you repeat the last character of that noun, which means you are this thing to the core. You're totally this thing. So when I say I am 我是社畜本畜, it means I'm totally a slave to my work.
Okay. So the 本畜 on the end, you could take that off, right? You could say 我是社畜.
Yeah.
But adding the 我是社畜本畜, that means, just sort of emphasizes it. I guess it's kind of like how we might say, there he was versus there he was in the flesh. Like, the meaning is the same. You're just sort of emphasizing, wow, he's really here. And so 我是社畜本畜 is saying, I really am this.
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay. If I call someone else a 社畜, is that an insult?
I think 社畜 is usually used on oneself, like sarcastically. You don't really call other people 社畜. Yeah.
Okay. So basically just use it in the context of calling yourself, hey, 我是社畜, 我是社畜本畜.
That's so adorable.
You're welcome. It's one of many services I provide. Do you have any other example sentences?
Yeah, you can also say 社畜经常加班.
社畜经常加班. So 社畜, society, milk cow. 经常, usually or always. 加班, work overtime. Literally add work, but work overtime. 社畜经常加班. These society animals are always working overtime.
Slangs like 社畜, people are actually using this slang to belittle themselves, like disparaging their own value.
So in one way, you're kind of bemoaning the fact that our work takes up so much of our lives that I feel like work is the only purpose I have in my life. But you're also sort of making fun of yourself by saying, I'm just a white collar guy. I got nothing else going on.
Yeah.
I got to work too much.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I can't think of an equivalently self-deprecating term. Because you say workaholic, that has a slightly different implication. A workaholic is someone who's probably going to like get ahead, right? Like they're working really hard and they might get rewarded for that. But a 社畜 is someone who is just going to get milked every day and that's how it goes. I'm a 社畜.
Yeah.
没办法. No, nothing can be done about it. 没办法.
That's exactly how I felt when I was preparing for this episode. Like I felt there's a little bit more negative energy in this slangs.
Yeah, well, I think that especially for slang related to work, people generally enjoy saying bad things about their job or commiserating about their job.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of which, Let's move on to the next highly negative word, which is 搬砖. What does 搬砖 mean?
搬 means to move or carry, and 砖 is bricks.
To carry bricks?
Yeah.
Okay, so what does that mean in the work context, the non-physical labor work context? What does moving bricks, 搬砖 mean?
搬砖 refers to your like tired and tedious daily routine.
Specifically your work or like your routine in general?
Like your work.
Okay. So it's sort of relating your daily tasks to just moving bricks. That's all it is.
Yeah. Like people on social media have been talking about slangs like 搬砖 is a little insultive because there are people there who actually carry bricks for a living, you know? And you're using 搬砖 to refer to all the jobs that are tired and tedious. So it almost feels like you're putting labels on those different jobs and suggest that certain jobs are more superior to the others. And yeah, so people have been said that this slang has been unfair. But I think in another way, it also could mean like the project you're doing requires a lot of time and effort. And you have to do it. It can be done overnight. So you have to do it brick by brick, like step by step.
Okay.
Yeah, it really depends on how you look at it.
I love the positive energy you're bringing to this overly negative episode.
Thank you.
Making positivity in podcasts is really 搬砖. It's really just hard work that you got to do all the time. So let's get into the nitty-gritty of how this word works. How would you use this in a sentence?
If I want to know if one of my friends is still working at his old company, I would say, 你还在那家公司搬砖吗?
你还在那家公司搬砖吗? So, 你还在, you still are, 你还在, are at 那家公司, that company. That 家 is the same 家 that we had for 这家店. It's just a measure word. So, 那家公司, that company. 搬砖吗? Moving bricks. So, are you still at that company just moving bricks? 你还在那家公司搬砖吗?
Yeah.
So in that sense, I guess you are kind of saying that that person's work is just moving bricks. And it does feel a little bit derogatory in that sense. I see where you're coming from now with that. Do you have any other sentences with 搬砖?
Yeah, if like you had a long week and it's finally Friday, you can say 搬砖终于结束了.
搬砖终于结束了. So, 搬砖, moving bricks, 终于, finally, 结束了, finished, over, done. 搬砖终于结束了. We're finally done moving bricks. So how else can you use this 搬砖?
You can also say 搬砖搬得怎么样了?
搬砖, moving bricks. 搬的. So the de is makes it sort of an adverb. It's the same 搬. So 搬砖, 搬得怎么样? 怎么样 is like how is it? What's up with that? How's it going? So you're asking, how is your 搬砖 going? How's your 搬砖? 搬砖搬得怎么样?
Yeah.
Hey, Avers, 你最近, you recently, 搬砖搬得怎么样?
搬到自闭.
搬到自闭. What's this 自闭 mean?
自闭, you can use 自闭 whenever you feel like gloomy or unhappy about something.
Oh.
Yeah.
So I said, how's work going lately? And you say, I've worked myself into a minor depression.
Yeah.
搬到自闭. All right. And at the beginning, that's 搬到自闭. 搬 is to move, as in moving bricks. 到, arriving at, or to the extent that. And then 自闭 is depressed. So that's 搬砖, moving bricks, as a potentially derogatory metaphor for just going about your daily grind. And then we have another one that's not new to me, but it's only not new to me because Avers has already taught it to me. And what is it, Avers?
葛优躺.
葛优躺.
Yeah.
What is that?
So 葛优is a name. It's a Chinese comedian actor. And he has played like a lot of iconic characters. So in one of his shows, he's this middle-aged bald man whose signature move is to lying on the sofa, like doing nothing, and his eyes kind of focusing on nowhere and pondering on his life. And that signature got so popular, and people named that lying gesture after him. It's called 葛优躺.
葛优躺. So laying around just like 葛优 means to just lay flat on your back and stare into space as if unconscious.
Yeah.
What emotion is this expressing? Are we playing dead? What are we feeling when we are 葛优躺?
Well, like, if you're being self-quarantined at home and if you don't have a job and you're doing nothing every day, you just sit on the sofa and stare at your phone doing nothing. So 葛优躺 is, you can use 葛优躺 whenever you're like really boring and doing nothing.
Okay. Speaking of which, how would we make a sentence with 葛优躺?
You can say 别再葛优躺了.
Oh, 别再葛优躺. So 别 once again is that don't, so do not, and the 在 is not the 在 from the previous sentences. It means again or to keep doing something. And then 葛优躺 is to do the 葛优 lay down. The 葛优 I can't turn that into English. Do the 葛优 thing. Don't do the 葛优 thing anymore.
Yeah.
Stop doing the 葛优 thing. 别再葛优躺 Avers, quick question.
Okay.
你现在在葛优躺吗？
我天天葛优躺。
我天天葛优躺. I'm just lying and staring into space every day. Happy quarantine. We're not stir crazy. We're not 葛优躺. We're at our homes 搬砖营 like a good little 社畜.
Yeah.
Any record labels want to get at me, email address is mandarinslangguide@gmail.com. You want to hit my WeChat, that's msgpodcast, all one word, lowercase. I'll be right here. I record at home, so I'll keep the price low for you guys. Much love. Now that that's over, do we have any other examples of 葛优躺? And by the way, you sent me a picture of 葛优 doing this tǎng, by the way, meaning to lay down. I forget if we'd said that or not. And it's pretty hilarious. I'll share it in the WeChat group and I'll put it on Twitter and stuff.
Oh, wait. Did you pronounce tǎng as the second tone?
Yes.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. It's the third tone.
Oh, 葛优躺.
Yeah, 躺.
Okay. I'll get a few takes of that and then I can edit it into all the places where I said it wrong.
Okay.
I have to do it in different emotions, though, so it can fit the emotional context of each different part. So, 葛优躺.
Yeah.
葛优躺.
It's really tricky
葛优躺
between the third and second
葛优躺.
tone. Yeah.
葛优躺. Okay, I think that's enough. I think I can use those. So do we have any other examples of how we use 葛优躺?
There's also another example. You can say 葛优躺使我快乐.
葛优躺使我快乐. All right, so 葛优躺 is laying around doing nothing. 使, this 使 is not super commonly used.
Yeah, it means like make you feel like something.
Yeah, so 快乐 is happy, and me is me, of course, 我 is me. So 使我快乐 means make me happy.
Yeah.
So 葛优躺使我快乐. Laying around doing nothing, staring into space as if dead, makes me happy.
Yeah.
Avers.
Yep.
葛优躺使你快乐吗？
太快乐了。
太快乐了. Too 快乐, too happy. Yeah, you know, there's something to be said for having simple tastes and being easy to please. I believe that the secret to 快乐, the secret to happiness, is managing expectations.
You actually got a point. Yeah.
That's the kind of wisdom that I get when I'm just sitting around at home 葛优躺 all the time, thinking about life. All right, so with that wisdom out of the way, let's do the conversation one more time, then we'll take you through it line by line. You ready?
Yeah, I'll be A this time.
Okay.
哎，我摸鱼被老板发现了。
社畜太惨了，我今天也忘记打卡了。
哎呦，我真不想搬砖了。
那就回家继续葛优躺吧。
好主意。
Yeah. Nice. All right, so let's take it line by line. Avers, what's the first line?
哎，我摸鱼被老板发现了。
I is exactly what it sounds like. And then 我摸鱼, I slacked off like a fish in muddy water. 被老板 发现了. So this 被 indicates that we're doing the passive voice.
Yeah.
And then 老板发现了. 发现 means to discover. 老板 is your boss. So 被老板发现了 means to be found out by your boss. So 我摸鱼被老板发现了. I slacked off and my boss caught me. Hey, 我摸鱼被老板发现了.
Yeah.
And the next sentence is?
社畜太惨了，我今天也忘记打卡了。
Yeah, so this is two sentences. And the first sentence is responding to what the other person previously said. And that's 社畜太惨了. 社畜 being the society farm animal. And 太惨了. This is something we've talked about in a previous episode. 惨 means tragic or pitiable. So 太惨了 means, that's such a tragic story, dude.
Yeah, that's so sad.
Sad story, bro. Sorry to hear it. Oh, you're a tragic character. So 社畜太惨了. Oh, you society animal, you're so pitiable.
Yeah, you can also say, like we talked about it in the previous episode, 好惨一男的。
好惨一社畜.
好惨一社畜, right.
Yeah, what a pitiable 社畜. And the second was 我今天也忘记打卡了. So 我 is me. 今天 is today. 也 also. 忘记 means to forget something. And then 打卡了 is to punch in. So I today also forgot to punch in. 我今天也忘记打卡了. Oh no. I used to forget to 打卡 sometimes.
Is there any consequences when you forgot to?
There were no consequences.
Really?
Because I lived a block from my office. So if I forgot to clock in the morning, I just clock in at lunch instead. And then I'd come back after dinner. I'd finish my work, go home, and then come back just before bed and clock one more time so I get all the hours on there.
Could that work?
Yeah, it worked. They just counted the number of hours per day. Another way is the system we had, and I know we're getting off topic here, but daka is such a thing. Hey, you guys out there, if you have to daka at work, this is some words of wisdom. So the system we had, for each 24-hour period, it would clock your earliest daka and your last daka and say this person worked from this time to this time. So if I worked really late into the night, past 12 o'clock, I would daka just after 12 o'clock. And then the next day, I can just stay at home all day, show up, daka, and it clocks 15 hours of work.
Wow. Wow.
So the more systems they put in place, the more ways we can find to game those systems.
Mm-hmm.
And that is exactly what 摸鱼 means.
Yeah.
That is some very high-class 摸鱼 slacking off, gaming the system.
Yeah.
All right, so that was 我今天也忘记打卡了. Today I forgot to clock in. And then you said,
哎呦，我真的不想搬砖了。
哎呦, is exactly what it sounds like. 我真的不想搬砖了. So我really 真的 don't want 不想 to move bricks. 搬砖了. So it's basically I really don't want to get back into this daily grind. 我真的不想搬砖了. And then you said,
那就回家继续葛优躺吧。
Ah, this is exactly what I wanted to hear. 那就 can be like, well then in that case, 回家 go home, and then continue 继续 lay down and space out 葛优躺, and then the ba on the end makes it a suggestion. So, well then, return home, continue laying down spacing out. 那就回家继续葛优躺吧. And you said,
好主意。
好主意. Did I say that right?
No, the second character is second tone.
Really? Because usually it's a third tone, right? Like 主人.
Yeah, it is a third tone when it's used in certain character, but when it means 好主意, like idea, it is the second tone because it's after 好. It's not the first character of a phrase. It's the second character.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Okay, so 好主意
Yeah.
means good idea. So usually these two characters are pronounced third tone, fourth tone, right? 主意 means idea.
Yeah.
But when you put the 好 in front of it, it's 好主意.
Yeah.
Good idea. Great. Excellent plan. I love it.
Will do.
Great. All right. Well, let's do this conversation one more time. I will be A again.
Okay.
Yeah, so let's go. 哎，我摸鱼被老板发现了。
社畜太惨了，我今天也忘记打卡了。
哎呦，我真的不想搬砖了。
那就回家继续葛优躺吧。
好主意。All right, awesome. Well, thank you so much, Avers, from taking some time off of your 搬砖 to talk about these with me.
You're welcome. It's glad to be here.
That's all the MSG we have for you today. If you have any questions, or you want some flashcards, or you just want some more chances to try out these new slang words, then find us on Twitter or Facebook, search for Mandarin Slang Guide, or at our WeChat, which is MSG Podcast, all one word, all lowercase, MSG Podcast. Thank you to Avers for being a wonderful co-host again, and thanks again to Himalaya for being not only a great place to listen to podcasts, but also a great place to host your podcast for free. Himalaya! They never touch the fish! A very special thank you this week to Gěyōu and his very special tǎng. And last but not least, thank you to you, the listener, for listening. I love it when you listen to this podcast, so if you have any feedback, keep in touch. But for now, 再见, 再会, 再聊. Bye-bye.